But what he didn't know, what he never could learn, was when to turn down a drink. So life was hard for the little girl. One morning, she ate her cereal. She brushed her teeth for school. She took the gun out of her daddy's dresser. She shot him. Shot him while he slept off the night before.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'd like to discuss some new information involving the backstory of the character Madison Clark from Fear the Walking Dead. With that being said, warning is spoilers for everything in the show up to the Season 3 mid-season finale, and let's jump right into this. So I'd like to discuss the fact that Madison admitted to her two children, Nick and Alicia, that she actually murdered her abusive father in his bed while she was young in order to protect her mother from him. This was a very pivotal moment in Madison's story, along with her children as they learn the truth of what's originated Madison's dark side. Madison has been very cold throughout the entire show, and now we're beginning to truly realize why. We've always suspected something of the sort, but this just finally confirmed it. So as Nick and Alicia just freeze due to shock, they give Madison the same look that apparently her mother originally gave her back when she killed her father in the first place. And as they stare at her, she just mentions that it's a weight that she has to carry on her shoulders, and then she leaves to go talk to Jeremiah about killing himself for the greater good. Now, considering that Madison went to go talk to Jeremiah into suicide, Madison went to pretty much repeat her past, as she knew that she'd have to end up killing Jeremiah herself if he didn't comply, which he didn't. And if you've watched the episode, then you're aware that Nick actually comes in at the last moment and saves her from having to do so. Nick killing Jeremiah for Madison has such a deep implication, as he's stopping her from repeating her past, giving him the weight to carry on his shoulders instead of her. So as we think about Madison and the way that she's acted this entire show, her being a murderer pre-apocalypse really does start to make sense. Now, fans originally suspected Madison of murdering her ex-husband or something, and that still might be the case. Just because we know that Madison murdered her father when she was young, we still don't know if that's the only person that she's killed pre-apocalypse. We all know that Madison actually murdered her father due to him being abusive to her mother, so we know that she's been a murderer pre-apocalypse since she was a child, which definitely leaves it possible for her to have killed someone else as well. And back at the hotel in Season 2B, Madison told Alicia that her father committed suicide by driving into oncoming traffic, but fans were always skeptical about that. Now, it's a general consensus that she's hiding more to this story, but what exactly? The first option is that her ex-husband killed himself out of guilt from being involved in murdering someone with Madison, or just the guilt of knowing that she's a murderer in general. And the second option is that Madison actually murdered him herself. Now, with that being said, I personally believe that maybe he did actually commit suicide, but due to guilt over being involved in murdering someone with Madison, or at least being aware that she did it while they were together. And her ex-husband left a note mentioning that enough was enough, and something along the lines of him not being able to handle it anymore. Now, was this note just a made-up lie from Madison, or was it an actual note referencing a possible murder or something like that? If it was a real note, it would line up with him committing suicide due to not being able to handle the guilt, but if it was fake and it never existed, Madison could just be lying in order to hide up the fact that she really did murder him. Either way, it's still possible for Madison to have murdered her ex-husband, or any other options I mentioned, but for now we know that she was for sure a murderer pre-apocalypse, with her first ever kill being her goddamn father. And now, as far as Madison uncovering the potential truth about her ex-husband, I feel like it'll be related to the fact that she's keeping the truth about Jeremiah's death secret from Troy and Jake. We know that Nick and Madison murdered Jeremiah, but they're letting Troy and Jake believe that Jeremiah killed himself. Maybe Madison will feel guilty over not letting Troy know the truth about his father's death, leading her to tell Nick and Alicia the truth about their father's death. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below, as I'd love to hear your own opinions on Madison's past, along with the death of her ex-husband, now that it's been confirmed that she was a murderer pre-apocalypse. And I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, or even subscribe for more Fear the Walking Dead content in the near future. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
My mama looked at me then. like you're looking at me now. I knew that was something I'd have to carry. I'd do it again. I'd live with the look. I'd do it 1,000 times to protect her. To protect you.
Mom.
I'm gonna go talk to an old man. Convince him to set aside his pride. Make peace with the enemy.